The American identity is a complex mix of struggles, pride, and contradiction. War often challenges the American identity, resulting in unifying and dividing across the country. However, understanding the American identity is not always straightforward, especially when considering how historic events in society can shape the American identity. Over the semester, my thoughts on what it means to be an American, as well as the ways war can unite and divide, have deepened. I have realized that there is no fixed definition, but a dynamic identity that is different for each individual and based on personal experience, race, and current events. Before junior year, my definition of what it means to be an American would have consisted of legality and American citizenship status. Though there is more to being an American other than being born within the borders of obtaining American citizenship, like having the opportunity for freedom and to achieve a successful life. Part of my opinion on what it means to be an American is learning about patriotism for America. And the kind of patriotism Americans represent is the kind which loves America with open eyes, but that cannot make Americans deaf to the discords of America. Criticism of a country may look disrespectful, but it is important to not have blind loyalty to a country and have value in the flaws as well as the positives. However, the question of loyalty to the United States has history, particularly with Japanese Americans. The loyalty questionnaire made by the Selective Service System that was given to Japanese Americans during World War II had two controversial questions, with one asking, will you swear unqualified allegiance to the United States of America and forswear any form of alliance or obedience to the Japanese Emperor or any other foreign government, power, or organization? Question 28 was a difficult question to answer, as Japanese citizens resented being asked to renounce loyalty to the Emperor of Japan when they never had a loyalty to the Emperor. Japanese immigrants were barred from becoming U.S. citizens on the basis of race, so renouncing their only citizenship would be problematic, leaving them stateless. Before the unit, I never knew what questions were on the loyalty questionnaire, and how each question determined how American the person is based off their answers. Upon learning about the questionnaire, it had a substantial impact on my learning and the complexity of the American identity. Now, as the semester comes to a close, I can see that race divided America during wartime. The mindset of U.S. foreign policymakers before World War I was the belief in superiority of white Northern European stock, where they often reflected anti-alien sentiments of American society. These discriminatory attitudes conflict with the country's ideals of freedom. Here, my thinking has changed as I learned that war can intensify divisions between people and the discriminatory belief that certain groups do not fully belong to the American identity, no matter their loyalty or contributions. Although it did unite thousands within America, as people all over would help with World War II. The workforce increased dramatically as manufacturing companies would encourage people to work for the war. One shipbuilding company, Alabama Dry Dock, went from 1,000 workers to almost 30,000. The surge of employment rate increase offered new opportunities to people to contribute to the war effort and gain success. Before the module, I had previously thought about unification in war times as people coming together to help and fight in the war, so this reinforced my ideas. As the semester comes to a close, my thoughts on what it means to be an American as well as the way war can unite and divide have deepened. I have realized there is no fixed definition of American identity, but it is instead dynamic and is different for each individual, as it is based on personal experience, race, and current events. Next semester, this learning will help me be more critical and analytical when it comes to reading and viewing future sources. As a future voter, this impacts me to make more informed decisions and take a neutral approach when looking at the ballot. Aim to take away my emotional and political beliefs away for a second to understand how each bill and candidate will affect me and the country as a whole.